Good morning, students. Welcome to today's video on the roles and responsibilities of the manager in the course Management and Entrepreneurship with the course code 21EE61. So, according to Henry Mitzberg, so this above managerial category, we can do not provide an adequate description of the management process. In other words, we say, so they fail to describe the reality of what manager are supposed to do it. So he suggests that instead of manager, he should be regarded as playing the following 10 different roles. So to start with interpersonal roles, then informational roles and decisional roles. Under each category, we are having 3 to 4 subcategories. We will see one by one among them. So as mentioned earlier, the roles of the manager can be categorized into interpersonal, informational, and decisional roles. So coming to interpersonal roles, figurehead. So they perform the duties of the ceremonial nature, such as the greeting their tourist dignitaries, attending the wedding of an employee, any visitors coming to the office. So we need to go and receive them, and then hospitality has to be taken care. Employees wedding, any function in their houses, that has to be taken care of it. Moving on to the next one is the leader. Every manager, they must motivate and encourage their employees and try to reconcile their individual needs with the goals of the organization. So they have to motivate the employees who are those who are working in the organization, and the only objective is to improve the organization or meet the goals of the organization. Next one is the liaison officer. In this particular role, this every manager, they must develop contact with the outside world, the vertical chain of the command, to collect the information which is very much useful for the organization. Moving to the informational roles, first one is to monitor it. So as the name says, monitoring, we have to scan the environmental for the information integration through the liaison and subordinates to get this unselected information useful for the organization. So what's the happening with the employees in the organization, that has to be monitored thoroughly. Disseminator, so manager should pass the privileged information directly to the subordinates who otherwise would not have access to it. So he has to pass the information to the end user, end employee, starting from top level to the bottom level. Spokesman, so may require spending a part of his time in representing the organization before the outside world stakeholders having some stake in the organization, such as the government officials, labor unions, officials, financial institutions, and so on. Last one being the decisional roles. So like an entrepreneur, so in this particular role, the manager proactively looks out for innovation kind of it to improve the organization, which means that creating the new ideas, developing the new products and services, finding out the new uses for that particular the old one. So next one is the disturbance handler. So firefighting to seek solution to various anticipated problems, any issues in the organization that has to be sorted out. So we call that as the disturbance handler. Resource allocator, they must have to divide the work and delegate authority among the subordinates, and then negotiator must spend a considerable amount of time in negotiation with respect to the outside world, maybe customer or vendor kind of it. So these informations are with respect to the different roles played by the manager. Next, the formation with respect to the business policy. As we say that the mission of this business is to office process, for example, to make a manufacturing. So the vision of this is to reflect its aspiration and it specify its intended direction or the future destination kind of it. Objective here is the business refers to the ends or activities at which certain task has to be aimed at it, which guides over here the rules and regulations and objectives, and also strategy has to be adopted for here as well as the resources to realize its vision and long-term objectives. So these are with respect to formation of business policies, implementation of these policies and the strategies. So all these policies must be discussed with the managerial personnel and the staffs. They have to understand where and how they can be implementing this action. They have to be devised at each department level and must be reviewed regularly, and contingency plan has to be implemented in case of environmental changes. Assessment of these progress must be carried out regularly by the top level, whether we are going in the right direction or not. A good environment and the team spirit which is required within the business. The mission, objective, strength, weaknesses of each department must be analyzed and determine their roles in achieving their business missions. So these are the planning process. Mid-level, lower level will come into picture. Framework has to be created, and they have to adopt their own plans for the business strategic ones. So thanks for watching this particular video. Do subscribe for our department channel for more updates on the videos on different courses. Any queries with respect to this video, you can reach me at advarkanath@sgvt.edu.in. Thank you, one and all.